Welcome back to Blind Reading with Hungry Harmony. Today's read, Something Old, Something New. Chapter 5. A Soul Worth Saving. Ooh, I like this title. Kind of gives us like a little, ooh, what's gonna happen? Whose soul is this worth saving? Is it Misfortune's or is it someone else's? Let's find out. The journey was long and over treacherous terrain. The closer they got to the cave, the more nervous Ebony got. It didn't help that Rarity was an absolute horror to travel with. My hooves hurt. Are we there yet? I'm tired. Can we stop for a rest? Rarity, if you don't can it, I'm gonna hog-tie you faster than you can blink. That stopped it for the time being. On their second night, Ebony pulled Fluttershy aside. Flutters, I don't think I can do this. I just can't. It's okay. You're going to be fine. What are you so nervous about? I mean, I know you two used to be involved, but... He looked at her beautiful teal eyes and decided that it was time to tell the truth. Oh dear. Oh dear. Truth time. Misfortune, she has power over me. Something I may not be able to control. Fluttershy folded her legs beneath her and laid down on the grass, motioning Emily to do the same. He laid down next to her on his back, looking up at the sky, night sky, where the stars were twinkling brightly. He was silent for a long while, but Fluttershy just watched him, waiting patiently. Finally, he spoke. When we first turned against Celestia Luna, she proposed that we make a pact that neither of us could go against, ever. The spell we cast was old before we were even born, so you can imagine how ancient it is now. He took a deep breath and continued. It's called a soul twine. It's a spell that binds two souls together forever. When she was sent to the dreamland, even though I was miles away from her, I felt it. I felt her soul leave, and mine very nearly went with her. Fluttershy didn't like where this was going. Ebony looked at her, his deep blue eyes filled with regret. If she dies, I may have to die with her. Fluttershy's heart instantly pounded against her chest hard. That happened to Fluttershy? My heart sank. What the heck? But how did you manage to keep your soul from leaving with hers? It took every ounce of my strength to keep it here. So you can? Fluttershy, it's different when someone dies. It's more powerful than simply having your soul moved. Fluttershy's eyes began to water. So this might be the last night we have with each other? She couldn't suppress the tears any longer and started to sob uncontrollably. Ebony pulled her close and wrapped his wings around her. I'm so sorry, Fluttershy. If I could change it, I would. In a heartbeat, I would take it back. Fluttershy sobbed against him, pushing herself against his body and wishing that she could just melt into him. She felt moisture drip onto the top of her head, and she looked up in surprise. When she realized what it was, she reached up, pulled his face to hers, and locked lips with him. It was a slow and passionate kiss. They lost themselves in each other and would have kept going had someone not cleared their throat behind them. They spun around to see Twilight standing there, her horn lighting the path. Guys, this is serious, and I'm scared now. Dang it. Now, this is risk. Now, this is good storytelling, because now there's risks. Ooh. I mean, their goal probably is not to kill Misfortune, but just to deal with her, so hopefully that doesn't come to pass, but I'm really scared right now. Okay, that's alright, I'll keep going. I think I have a solution, but I need the whole story. They were all sitting around the campfire. Ebony and Fluttershy had just finished telling them everything, and every pony looked absolutely bewildered. Rainbow snapped out of it first. I should have known that Discord was going to mess things up somehow. I say we follow our original plan and let what happens happen. Guys? I have to agree with Rainbow on this, girls. I mean, just how much are we willing to risk for that monster? Rita was glaring at Ebony through the flames of the campfire. But you don't know. And how come he didn't tell us this before? That's probably why he didn't agree to come in the first place. Hapjack chimed in. Girls, please. Soon everyone was trying to speak over each other, yelling and shouting, monster, fiend, varmint, and not worth it. Flew around the circle and through Fluttershy's mind. Ebony wasn't saying a word, only sitting there looking at the dirt patch in front of him. Oh, awkward, but oh dear. Enough! Fluttershy finally yelled, to everyone's utter surprise. Even Ebony stared at her with wide eyes. His face was red with anger. Oh, sorry, her face was red with anger, and her eyes went from soft and kindly to hard and cold all in 0.3 seconds. How dare you talk about him that way? You couldn't trust me when I said I could reform him. You didn't even give him a chance when he was obviously trying. Now you're doing it all over again. Don't you see he's changed? The old Lord of Chaos would have turned you all into gravy boats by now. Fluttershy? Oh, AJ stammered. Fluttershy? She stammered whenever before seeing anything scary in her life. Don't you Fluttershy me, AJ. Every pony deserves a second chance. I'm so sick and tired of hearing every pony call him a monster. Please. Fluttershy's voice broke as tears started to stream down her face. Please just give him a chance. He's good and kind. Sure, he still pulls the occasional prank, but darn it, Rainbow, so do you. If you could only have seen Princess Celestia's face when she saw him in his natural form and how happy he makes me. Fluttershy burst into tears and Ebony wrapped his wing around her. Whoops, that kind of slipped out of the bag. Fluttershy, we're all really sorry. We had no idea. AJ looked considerably shaken up. There was a long moment where the only sound was Fluttershy's crying, and Ebony whispered to her ear that it was going to be okay. Twilight finally broke the silence with a question. Ebony, you said that you and Miss Fortune used the spell Soul Twine? He only nodded in response. Okay, so wait, they already know it's him? Did I miss a chapter or something? Or just Fluttershy literally revealing that just happened, or did just Twilight figure it out on his... I'm so confused. I don't know if this is the writing or I just missed something. It could be I just missed something. He only nodded in response to her, all of his attention still on the delicate mare wrapped in his wing. What if I told you that there was a way to counteract that spell? Both Ebony and Fluttershy both looked at the unicorn with disbelief in their eyes. Come again? Even Ebony asked, his eyes disbelieving. There's a spell I can cast that will counteract the Soul Twine. But I need to talk to Fluttershy alone first. What I get the feeling that Twilight's gonna do the Soul Twine again on Fluttershy in Discord. Which will maybe save him in that case if something happens to Miss Fortune, but just that. Fluttershy alone first. I'm just thinking that. Without another word, Twilight got up from the campfire and went into the forest, her horn lighting the way. After a moment, Fluttershy flew after her. Once they were alone, Twilight turned to look at her. Fluttershy, there's only one way to counteract a Soul Twine, and it's not foolproof. Twilight looked back in the direction of the campfire. I can perform a Soul Twine with you and Emily. Fluttershy just stood there stunned. I don't understand. Twilight took a deep breath. A second Soul Twine doesn't sever the first. If Miss Fortune dies, Ebony's soul will still try to follow hers. But if we use your soul to act as an anchor, he may have a chance. Am I literally calling it? Oh my gosh. Wait. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Fluttershy started to go back, but Twilight grabbed her arm, stopped her, or her hoof. Fluttershy, I don't think you understand. If your soul can't hold him here, then it will undoubtedly follow him. Twilight couldn't hold her tears anymore, and they flowed down her cheeks. Fluttershy, there's a good chance you'll die. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. Dang, this got dark and serious. Ooh. Fluttershy hesitated, then her expression became confident. I'm willing to risk it. I mean, that makes sense. Fluttershy loves Discord Ebony so much. But wow. This is happening so fast, but wow. Twilight wiped her eyes off futilely? I don't know how you say that, as more tears streamed down her cheeks. I was afraid you were going to say that. Let's go tell the others. They walked back to the campfire in silence. Fluttershy settled in next to Ebony, looked up at him, and gave a little smile. Well, what is it? Ebony asked. We're going to cast a second soul twine. This is Twilight's talking, sorry. We're going to cast a second soul twine. Fluttershy's soul should help to anchor yours here if misfortune dies. Twilight's expression was solemn. Ebony frowned. Something tells me there's a catch. If Fluttershy's soul fails to keep yours here, it will follow you. It took a minute for Ebony to fully digest what this meant. His eyes slowly filled with anger and desperation. No, absolutely not! I will not allow Fluttershy to suffer my mistake! I absolutely refuse! Fluttershy, you can't be serious about this. What will we do without you? What about the animals? The animals can take care of themselves. But you're the element of kindness, darling. We can't lose you. And what use would the element of kindness be with a broken heart? You'd be losing me either way. Do you really love him so much? I do. Silence enveloped their little clearing. The only sound to be heard, the cracking of the fireplace. Ebony reached over and made Fluttershy look at him. You're sure you want to do this? You know what it means, don't you? His eyes searched hers for any sign of hesitation, any faltering. He found none. Yes, Ebony? Or Discord. It doesn't matter. I love you, and I'll follow you anywhere. Her eyes radiated confidence and resolve. You're a soul worth saving. Tears formed in his eyes as he embraced her. Flutters, I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Wow. Dang it, why do I get this feeling? I'm getting this feeling since this is mentioned. Sorry, you can't see my eyes, but... what? I have this feeling that Fluttershy, or either if it's like, what if Fluttershy gets hurt? Would that be the same thing for Discord? That would take Discord down too, but misfortune could save. This could literally be reversed. I'm so scared right now what's gonna happen, because putting this in means that there's gonna be some kind of risk involved, and that's what makes this story so interesting. But I'm so scared right now, and I can't wait to read the next chapter because I'm really curious what's gonna happen. Like the encounter with Misfortune and Ebony, I'm so curious. Well, we'll find out next week. Well, thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys next week. As I said before, sorry I keep repeating myself, Hungry Harmony is out. Something old, something new, and FlutterCord is forever.